Hello students, welcome to MN Career Institute. In this video, I will teach you about crop production management of class 8 syllabus of CBSE. So basically, first of all, we will study about agriculture and their practices. What is agriculture? Till 10,000 BC, peoples were nomadic, means they do not have homes. They were wandering in search of. They were wandering in group in search of food from place to place and shelter. They ate raw material, vegetables, started hunting for animals and food. Later, they could cultivate land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. That was the basically rise and born of agriculture. In next, we have what is crop. When plants of same kinds are grown on a large scale at a same place, this is called crops. So on the basis of growing season, we have different types of crops. Like we have kharif crop, we have rabi crop. For example, in crops we have wheat, means all plants are grown in the field that are of wheat. In a paddy field, only there will be paddy. Okay. So in agriculture practices, you know that the crops that are of different types like cereals, vegetables, fruits, they can be classified on the basis of growing season in which they grow. Like we have different season, we have different crops. The first crop which we have kharif crop, we have rabi crops. Rabi have different season and kharif have different season and rabi have different season. That is in which they grow. Like we have paddy, we have wheat. Kharif crop, the crops which are sown in the rainy season are called as kharif crop. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September according to NCERT. Paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton are the example of kharif crops. Okay. In next we have rabi crops. The crops which are grown in winter season, means these plants needs less water. So in winter season there is the less rain. So these crops are known as rabi crops, for example, and these are basically grown in from October to March. Example of rabi crops will be wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed. Beside this, we have other crops also which are grown in between summer and the winter. Basically, they are grown in summer at many places. We have many practices. So basic practices of crop production we have for this: preparation of soil, sowing, adding of manure and fertilizer, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, and finally the storage. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing crops. The preparation of soil is the most important task before growing crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture, we turn the soil and lose the soil, and the growing earthworm microbes can mix through it. Preparation of soil, the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. We have different techniques, different mechanical equipments. The preparation of soil is done by using plow. Plow are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it needs watering before plowing so that it can easily be plowed. Plowed field may have big piece called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs with a plank. Plank is a wooden structure, or it may be a cement structure. Before sowing seeds, it is necessary to break the soil of the size of grains to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tools in this will be plow, hoe, cultivator. Plow is being used since ancient times, tilling of soil, adding fertilizer to the crops, removing weeds, and scraping of soil. These are the agricultural implements. Plow, it contains a strong triangular iron strip that we can see in the diagram, called as plowshare. The main part of the plow is long wood, which is called plow shaft. There is handle at the one end of the shaft. Hoe, it is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds. For loosening soil, it has long rod of wood or iron, a strong broad bent plate of iron fixed to one of its end, on which the ploughs are used. Agricultural implements, cultivated. Nowadays, plowing is done with a tractor. It's a modern technology. The use of cultivator saves labor as well as time. In less time, you do much work. Sowing. Sowing is the most important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality of seeds are selected. Clean and healthy seeds of good variety. Farmers prefer to use seeds which have a high yield before sowing. One of the important tasks is know which tools to be used for sowing. For this, you can do an activity: take a beaker and fill half of it with water. Put handful of wheat seed, stir well, and wait for some time. After some time, you will observe that Some seeds will float and some are in the bottom. So are there seeds which float on water? Would these be lighter or heavier? Obviously that will be heavier. The float which are lighter and the in the bottom will be heavier. So heavier seeds are the better seeds that we have to take. Seed drills for sowing used with the help of tractor. This tool sow seed uniformly at a proper distance, proper depth, which prevents the damage caused by birds. Adding manure and fertilizer, the substances which are added in the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plant are called soil manure and fertilizer. Supplies minerals and nutrients to the plants. Adding manure and fertilizer, therefore farmers have to add manure to the field to replenish the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Improper insufficient manuring results in the weak plants. Manures are natural component, fertilizers are artificial. What are fertilizers? Fertilizers are the chemical substances which are rich in particular nutrient. Fertilizers are produced in factories. The use of fertilizer has helped the farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and maize. Adding manure and fertilizer, what are fertilizer? But excessive use of fertilizer has made soil less fertile. It causes pollution as they are non-biodegradable which do not degrade. Fertilizer have also become source of water pollution as they do not degrade. Means they goes on accumulating which causes pollution. Advantage of manure: the organic manure is considered better than the fertilizer. This is because it enhances the water holding capacity of soil, which means it makes the soil porous, due to which the exchange of gases becomes easy. And water holding capacity means the water will not pass through the penetrate to the soil and goes downside or bottom of the water table. Advantage of manure: increase the number of friendly microbes. It improves the texture of soil or quality of soil. So that you can have an activity like you have seen earlier. Take a moong of gram seed, germinate them on a different glass. You will a little amount of soil is mixed with cow dung cow dung manure in glass B. Put some amount of soil mixed with little urea. The same amount of soil in glass C without anything. Now pour some amount of water in each glass and plant the seedlings in them. Keep them in a safe place. Water them daily. After 7 to 10 days, observe their growth. There will be difference in their growth, like in which they have manure, they will grow fast. They have urea, they have also grow much more. And in where it has nothing, it will have less growth. You will find this difference in your activity. So this kind of observation you will see. Did all plants in all the glasses grow at the same pace, same speed? Which glass showed better growth of plant? In which glass was the growth fastest? किसमें growth fastest था? This is the one video of complete chapter. We can see the concise of the first chapter, that is crop production and management. That's why I have made this video. In next we have difference between fertilizer and manure. Fertilizers are the inorganic or salt, where manure are the natural substance obtained by decomposition of cattle dung, human waste and plant residue. A fertilizer is prepared in factories. Fertilizer do not provide any kind of humus, but manure provides. In next, irrigation. All living things need water to live. Without water we cannot live, as we heard a statement that jal hi jeevan hai. So basically it is the supply of water to crops at different interval of time, that we call as in irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil and season to season. In summer season we have to provide more water. In winter season we have to provide less water. We have different sources of irrigation: wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, and canals. Traditional method of irrigation: the water available in the wells, lakes, canals is lifted by different methods in different regions for taking to the that is being taken to the field. Cattle or human labor used in these methods. So these methods are cheaper and but less efficient as they take much time. Next, we have traditional methods of irrigation. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity, and solar energy are used to run these kind of pumps for the irrigation of field. As you can see in the diagram, as you see in the slide, there we have three different types of here pumps which are being used in the methods of irrigation. In next modern method of irrigation, sprinkler system. This system is more useful in the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. So here it is like rounding clocks, and it can rounds all around the field at a particular place and spread the water. It is a perpendicular pipes having a rotating nozzle on the top are joined to the main pipeline at a regular interval when water is allowed to flow, and it is spread throughout the field. Next, drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the roots, so it is called drip system. The best technique of watering for fruits, plant, and gardens and trees. Basically, this provides better water and much more efficient as it has less loss of water. The system provides water to plants drop by drop. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in region where the availability of water is less. And one more, just like we takes lines, weeding and weeds. In field, many other what are the weeds? The undesirable plants in the field in the crop are known as weeds, and the process of removing this is known as weeding. Weeds and weeding. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Weeding is necessary since weeds compete the crop plants for water, nutrients, space, and light. Thus, tilling before sowing of crops help in uprooting and killing of the weeds. That is helpful, and they are dried up. They are mixed with the soil. Weeds and weeding. Weeds are controlled by using chemicals, weedicides like 2,4-D. They spread in the fields to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crops. The weedicides are diluted with water to extent to required and spread in the field with the help of sprayer. Next, harvesting. Next step of agriculture is harvesting. Of a crop is an important task. Cutting of matured crop, that we call as harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground, usually 3 to 4 months after sowing the cereal crops to mature. Harvesting in our country either done manually or by a sickle or machine that we call as harvesters. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. Harvesting, this is carried out with the help of machine that we call as combine. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grains chaff by winnowing, but in case of large field it is done by combine where the separation of grains completely done by the machine. Next, storage. The storage of produce is an important task. If the crop grains are to be kept for longer time, they should be safe from the moisture, insect, rats, and microorganisms, so that they do not spoil the crops. You can see in the diagram as how the storage grains storage houses. The fresh crops has most more moisture. If freshly harvested grain crops are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, losing their germination capacity. So for protection, they have to be dried up first, then stored. Farmers store grains in jute bags or metallic bins. However, large scale storage of grains is done in the silos, granaries, protect them from the pest, rats, insect. Dried neem leaves are used as storing food grains at home. For storing large quantity of grains, big godowns, specific chemical treatment are required to protect them from the pest as well as microbes or the microorganisms. You can see in the diagram, these are the storage houses where the grains are stored. So here you can see the activity, like you have to take food items and sources. कौन सा food, जैसे like milk है, cow से आता है, buffalo से आता है, she goat से आता है, she camel से आता है. तो इस द सोर्स ऑफ मिल्क. लाइक वैसे ही डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फूड आइटम्स, इसका सोर्स क्या है वो आपको उसमें फुलफिल करना है. दिस इज योर होमवर्क स्टूडेंट्स. After completing the table, you must have seen like plants, animals also provide us different kinds of food. Many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major source of their diet. So for animals, like food products, we study these in the animal husbandry, where in animal husbandry, just in place of crops, we raise uh, the animal products like goat, sheep, what we can say, chicken. All these are farming. All these things are done in the farming. For this is considered under animal husbandry. Fish is a good for health, where we get cod liver oil from fish, which is rich in vitamin D. Animals are reared at home or in the farms, have to be provided in proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on a large scale, this is called animal husbandry. Husbandry means caring. So animals ki caring, this is called animal husbandry. Okay. So the keywords in this chapter is the agricultural practices, animal husbandry, crop